Are you having a hard time figuring out what to get Dad for Father's Day? Shop now at sportshistorynetwork.com/row1 and save 15% off your order when you check out Row 1 Brand's Vintage Sports Pictorium Gallery. They have America's best sports art. With over 7,200 historic sports prints, you're assured to find something unique for Dad this Father's Day. If he's an NFL buff, check out the 1963 vintage NFL helmet poster. Shop now at sportshistorynetwork.com/row1.
When great events in history occur, do witnesses realize the importance? Looking back on my time now, I realize I was one of the lucky ones, privileged to tell the stories of those times. I'm Orville Mulligan, sports writer.
The Guardian does not yet produce a Sunday edition, and so there's no need to come into the office on Saturday. But when the office is downstairs and the business is the baby of the family, well, it's easy to forget that this is work. Besides, someone's got to keep an eye on old Frank Delft, editor-in-chief. God knows what investment he might come up with or some new gadget he might buy if left to his own devices, so to speak. My father is many things to many people. To some, he's the brash editor barking out orders. To others, he's an admin trying to sell on more column inches. To me, he's a loving father, kind with his time and leading by example. As for Jay Johnson, I'd say he's the son my father never had, but I'm the son my father never had. He's more like a combination of mentor and foster father to old Jay the orphan. Jay would rather spend his Saturdays here than at the orphanage. Who could blame him?
Look at this, Johnson. Isn't she just great?
She sure is, Mr. Delft, sir. A real looker.
That's modern Kodak technology right there. The snazziest, jazziest, latest edition brownie. Shame about the last one, but I guess even the best modern technology can't stand up to baseball.
Oh, I know that, sir.
But as I've heard, Johnson, the brownie may soon be obsolete.
Really, Mr. Delft?
Some are saying the German manufacturer Leica is set to release a model with detachable lens and internal photographic film development.
Imagine that.
It seems like a logical next step in the technology. Everything tends to the lighter, more compact. Today ends the box camera era. Tomorrow, the flash lamp.
But how will enough light ever be generated, Mr. Delft?
With a self-contained light bulb. So says the thinking, anyway. I'd run a piece in the paper on these advances, and all I get off the wire are rumors. I should work on my German.
I'm not sure exactly what this story says about my father, or fatherhood in general, but you have to admit it is a story. And happy Father's Day to all you dads out there.
This has been Orville Mulligan, Sports Writer, an audio drama podcast from Number 80 Productions and the Sports History Network. Episode script and story by Oz Davis and Darin Hayes. Orville Mulligan, Sports Writer, stars Doug Fye, Ilona Fye, and Eric Bodwell. This episode co-stars in Lennon DeLeon, and David Lizo of Dynamo Stairs. Please see this episode's liner notes for the full soundtrack listing. Orville Mulligan, Sports Writer is produced by Oz Davis and Darin Hayes. Series concept by Darin Hayes. Keep your dial locked to this podcast station for the next exciting episode of Orville Mulligan, Sports Writer, coming soon.
put up my replica 1909 World Series program poster from Row 1 brand. And that's all it took for Marla to do a complete redesign of the Guardian offices, doing up the walls with tremendous prints from baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and more sports events. And every one of them can't help but trigger memories of sports yesteryear.
And here's the last one. Let's put it up here by your desk. Perfect.
Ah, that's a nice one. College football 1923, Navy versus Penn State. Do you remember that game, Marla?
I sure do. It was October 20th, 1923. Cloudy, but a reasonable 57 degrees at the 2:30 kickoff time. Over 20,000 turned out at Beaver Field in College Station, Pennsylvania for this clash of two of the nation's top teams. The Nittany Lions were the underdogs, despite having won their first 3 games by a combined score of 94-0. The heavy favorites were the Midshipmen, who went on to play in the Rose Bowl after the season.
Right, and the game immediately became...
The entire color of the game would ultimately be dominated by Penn State's star halfback Harry Wilson, but both offenses took some time to get going for a good 22 minutes before Wilson got the crowd to their feet with an interception of Bill McKee's forward pass, returning it all the way for his first touchdown of the day.
Wilson certainly was great
On the next kickoff, who would end up as returner but Harry Wilson? Wilson dodged at least a half dozen
Recall the
defenders
greatest
on a
moments in sports
77-yard
history,
stop
or
to
just
the
your own
end zone
personal
with the game
favorites,
gone for a
with
scoreless
Row 1
tug of
brand
war to a
sports
two-touchdown
paraphernalia.
blowout in
Don't
less than a
delay.
minute, with
Visit
hometown
today
fans ready to
at
count a fourth win for
sportshistorynetwork.com/row1.
PSU.
That's
The
R-O-W
opponent
number
tried
1
and torn the key
today
passes
for
fell into
access to the full Row 1 catalog of gallery prints and gifts like t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, telephone cases, coffee mugs, blankets, pillows, towels, and even shower curtains. Act today for 15% discount off all prints with coupon code SHN15 and 20% off all other items with coupon code SHN20 at checkout. And keep your dial locked to the Sports History Network for the exciting chronicles of the 1920 sports world in Orville Mulligan
When the gun
Sports
started
Writer.
to mark the
Coming
end of the
soon.
half, the score remained Penn State 14, Navy 0. The second half had barely begun when Harry Wilson and Penn State went on to work on Navy again.